I was 13 years old when I started my first official business. I've always been a creative child, creative adolescent, and now a creative adult. And I grew up in a house where it was encouraged. And before I knew it, I was selling out at markets and flea markets. But this is what God said, the power of life and death is in my tongue. Let me speak what I remember I felt in those times. And it's carried me through some dark days, let me tell you, because creativity is not something that you wake up every morning and you feel. My heart's desire is to really have an artisan school, is looking at orphans, because once an orphan in South Africa turns 18, the system kicks them out and they go out on the street and teach these children to work with their hands, to acquire a skill at a young age, to teach them creative thinking, to teach them entrepreneurial skills.
Hi everyone, my name is Tanya Boyson and I'm here with my lovely co-host Luandra Jacobs, and welcome to the Come Up series. And our guest today is Vernilia James-Bagley. Did I say it correct?
Perfect.
Okay, great. And today we will be talking about the business of creativity. So I just want to give a few pointers as to where this conversation is going. So creativity helps to increase productivity. It helps to reduce stress, and it helps you to think outside the box and develop innovative ideas.
Yes. Nice. Welcome, Vernilia. Thank you for doing this episode.
It's such an honor. You ladies are doing such a great job. It's an honor for me to be on your platform. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, thank you so much. So my first question for you, Vernilia, is from the different types of businesses and work that you have, tell us about your journey that got you to your first business opportunity.
So for me, it started when I was very young. I was 13 years old when I started my first official business. And that was beading and making jewelry. I'm actually wearing one of my pieces at the moment. Nice. So I've always been a creative child, creative adolescent, and now a creative adult. And I grew up in a house where it was encouraged. So started making beads. People at church saw my beads. They started buying it. And before I knew it, I was selling out at markets and flea markets. And that's where I would say I got my first big business opportunity, was when I was able to go and stand at a market and sell my stuff. And people bought. So yeah.
Sure. Like a born entrepreneur, hey? Like started off at 13. Oh my word. That's special.
That's amazing.
I come from entrepreneurs. Okay. So I think with it being in my bloodline, but also having modeled as a child, I was surrounded by entrepreneurs.
So it was it was nothing out of your norm.
No.
That's amazing. And how many businesses do you have now, and which ones are you focused on currently?
Okay, let's count. So I've got the photography. I have Abby Rose and Bows. I have my voiceover business, and I've got my corporate events and baby supplies.
So it's
and baby supplies.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Sure. Which one started first?
So, like I said, the beading started first. From that birthed Abby Rose and Bows. From that birthed corporate gifting, and then from there, my voiceover and photography sort of ran together. They both started together on the same time, more or less. And then, now the baby goodies, it's a very recent thing because there's a new family member joining our family. So so I've started making, when Abby was born, I made baby stuff, baby clothes, little rompers and little rookies for babies. And so now I'm just back on that train again, and on a bigger scale, because I have the equipment to do it now.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
You are a busy lady. So there's one big business that has a beautiful story behind it, which is the Abby Rose one. Why does this business mean so much to you?
Because firstly, medically, it was said that I'd never be able to have children. And God chose to bless my husband and I in 2018 with an amazing little girl. I was unemployed. My husband was the sole breadwinner. But I still, being a creative mom, I still wanted to be able to give my daughter pretty things and take pretty pictures and make pretty memories and give her something to look back at and say, look what you look like as a baby. But I just didn't have finances. I had just closed down a salon that I was running from my parents' house, and had to close it down because I was pregnant, So moving to Pretoria from Boksburg, it was a lot. And then I started making bows, hair bows. I would post pictures of Abia on my status, and people would ask me, where did you buy this? Where did you buy this headband? How did you get the headband to fit around her head? She's a baby. And I would say it's an adjustable headband. It works like a bra strap. You adjust it and you put it on, and then you adjust it to fit her head. And I got umpteen inquiries that later led to me having to supply people, because the same as the jewelry business, the same as the beads, I was like, okay, I'm inundated. Let me just make and see how it goes. So unintentionally, it started off, and I didn't have a name for it initially. And out of the blue, I got Abia Rose and Bows, and it rhymed. And yeah, that's how it started. We later expand to have a hair care range as well. So we've got a hair growth treatment for her, which is stuff that I used on her hair, that my mom used on my hair, and my granny used on our hair when we were growing up. That's now fully part of the business. So yeah, it's been an extension of Abia Rose and Bows, and it's taking the market by storm.
That's amazing. I like how you said it's like from your mom, what your mom used to use on your hair, and now it's passed down to you, passed down to the next generation, and now you made it a product.
Yes.
That is so amazing. I really like this.
Thank
where
you.
do you get your creativity from, the inspiration to like just start the business? Like, where does it come from? Or is it just from being under pressure?
So because I'm a Christian, a lot of my inspiration is biblical. I believe in Habakkuk, write down the vision, make it plain. So when Abia Rose was birthed, I said, okay, I'd like to have this, and this. I'd like to supply these many stores. And I planned a rollout plan, but it was like literally in 3-point form. I don't complicate things because I build my business structures around write down the vision, make it plain, and then run with it. I also don't often get a lot of people on board, because a vision is something that's so sacred that not many may understand it. But when I do meet people who are like-minded, like-hearted, have a likeness in spirit, we would automatically just gel, and the vision just continues. We run with it. Another inspiration has been some influencers on social media, some businesswomen who've taken their small businesses to absolutely amazing heights. I also follow a lot of Christian influencers, a Christian woman, and who's got businesses. So I draw a lot of inspiration from that too.
Wow, that's beautiful. That really is beautiful. Do you think only certain jobs require creativity?
No, most definitely not. Creativity for me is something that if you don't have it, if you're not naturally born with it, there are so many opportunities and so many people, so many books you can turn to, podcasts you can listen to, channels like yours that you can watch to draw inspiration and to spark creativity. And creativity, I mean, if you look at doctors who are creative in their sphere of influence, their work, they turn out to be amazing doctors. If you look at pediatricians who tap into, even if they have a 2% of creativity over intelligence and experience and all the other stuff that comes with being a doctor, being a architect, being, think of being an accountant. I think creativity and creative thinking is of crucial importance in any sphere of job you do. If you think of a chef, you think of a train driver. I mean, he could go to work and just be a train driver every day. But if he goes with his creative flair and he puts his personality to it, his job turns out to be the most amazing job and the best job under the sun.
I think you're actually right. Hey, just going back to our creator who created us, he is creative. So if we are made after his image, all of us are creative. And it's like you said, you can be creative in your own industry and your own sphere. I love that. Good answer.
Absolutely. Yes. And it's also a lot of my creativity comes from here. It comes from what I speak. It comes from, because like you said, we created in the image of and likeness of God. And he says, the power of life and death is in your tongue. So on days when I didn't feel as creative, or I didn't look as creative, or I wasn't able to create as much, I would go back to when I was creative and remember, this is what God said, the power of life and death is in my tongue. Let me speak what I remember I felt in those times. And it's carried me through some dark days, let me tell you, because creativity is not something that you wake up every morning and you feel.
I was just about to ask you, when you go through those difficult seasons, what keeps you going in your business? Because a lot of people, it's like you have a high, and that next moment you get humbled and you're like, what is happening? And it's literally, that's life. Life has its storms.
100%. 100%. So I'll elaborate on that for you a bit. I am a voiceover artist as well. And voiceover artistry, you're not guaranteed bookings every single day, every single month, So I would look back on the times where I had bookings, and what was my energy levels like? What was my spirit like? Where was I high? The world speaks of vibrations. But for me, it's where was I tuned in? Where tapping? How was I going through things? Was life coming at me at 100 k's an hour, or was I just cruising? So all of those things play a part for me as a creative. And then I would say, okay, so when you did that job, when you did that gig, you were in this place. Let's take you back there mentally. Now start speaking. I am enough. I am allowed to have a down day. It's a bad day. It's not a bad life. So I speak life in that sense. I am a creative. Everything I touch comes with the creative flair. I've been created in the image and likeness of God. So I am worthy. I am enough. I am the head and not the tail. It's all of those things that it takes into your inner being. But if you're in touch with your inner being, then I want to say it comes easier than sitting and moping for 2, 3, 4 days. That turns into a week, 2 weeks. So yeah, that's how I get through the quiet down seasons.
That's some good advice. Yes, and I love how self-aware you are as well. Just to channel back to moments where you were up and kind of try to channel back to that emotion. I really love that. Hey. So what's the end goal? What's your end goal in mind for this? Are you planning to have a creative agency where you offer all these services under one umbrella? What's the end goal?
So my heart's desire is to really have an artisan school, especially looking at orphans, because once an orphan in South Africa turns 18, the system kicks them out and they go out on the street. And I feel if I can be God's hands and feet on the earth and use the gifts and the talents that He's given me to teach these children, these young people, a skill. So obviously I would need to have a center where I call on other industry leaders who are pioneers in their industry and creative spheres. and teach these children to work with their hands, to acquire a skill at a young age, to teach them creative thinking, to teach them entrepreneurial skills. So when I want to start it from the age of 16, so they have a 2-year run, and then when they turn 18, they already have a skill to make money. They should have already started making money, whether they're using part of that money to pay towards the home where they're living and using another part to further their education and further their skills. But that's my end goal. My parents have a company where they do kitchen cupboards and built-in cupboards, and I recently said to my parents, I think it's time that we actually open this up and get some young people in here and teach them. I understand that we can't teach them on jobs, but we need to get their hands busy. We need to get them off the street. So yeah, the ball has started rolling. I think 2024 might just see a lot more of that. And it's come from words. It's come from speaking from the heart. And I might rope you into and say, right, come over to the factory. Today we're making planter boxes. Come over to the factory. Today we're building kitchen cupboards. Bring your comfy clothes. We're getting dirty. We're drilling holes in cupboards today. That's all stuff I grew up doing. So why not give other children, especially orphans? For me, the orphans are very close to my heart. So let's give them a chance too.
Wow. I love that vision. Wow. Sure, that's a beautiful end goal. Really, it is. Yeah.
Now, we honor God because, like I said, the vision is there. I've now shared the vision with you ladies. It's the first time I'm sharing it on a public platform outside of my prayer closet. So I believe 2024 might be the year.
I love it.
Will be the year where we see it taking off. Yeah, I believe it. I've declared already 2024 will be the year of overflow. So I don't need to know where what's going to come from and how we're going to make it work. And that's not in my hands. I serve a God who deals with logistics and deals with putting people in the right place. So I'm willing, I'm able, and I'm available. Let's just get it done.
Love
it. Did you also feel that, Tanya? Did you also feel the goosebumps?
It was like I took it in. Like 2024. Yes. Thank you for that.
Yes. Wow. So where can people get in touch with you, Vernilia?
So I'm available on all social media platforms under my full name, Vernilia James-Bagley. My Instagram handle is vcuratedcreative, and they're welcome to contact me. I'm quite prompt with responding to messages on those platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, the whole shebang.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. Vernilia, do you have any closing words for us that you want to leave us with?
Yes, I want to say to whoever's watching this, whatever you're looking for in life is looking for you too. So don't give up. What's meant for you will find you. Just don't stop believing in yourself. And even if you only feel like you've got a percentage of creativity, it's a percentage of creativity that was put in your being by your creator. Ride that wave of percentage of creativity, and it could bring you to an abundance of creativity. Don't be scared to start. Start where you are and with what you've got.
Thank you so much for that.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Tanya, do you have anything to say? Any last words?
No, just thank you so much for being on our show. You have shared so much and inspired so much with what you have shared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, guys, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, and subscribe, and leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.